Okay, so keeping our tack organized and handling the tack in an organized manner is just a part of good horsemanship. It allows our interactions with the horses to be as smooth for them as possible. They really don't appreciate sloppy handling and sloppy tack management. And believe it or not, that's something that they do take notice of. I like to put my lead rope on the halter before I even go into the pasture. This just keeps everything together and in one piece, makes it easier to handle. Most halters buckle and unbuckle in two different places. They unbuckle up at the crown piece or they unbuckle at the throat latch. And either spot is acceptable. Just make sure that one or the other is buckled up.
So instead of approaching their face, I like to approach them at their shoulder. It's nice to let the horse sniff the back of your hand as a greeting. And of course, give them a little scratch and let them know what a good horse they are. You can lay the lead rope over their neck to keep it up off the ground. And when haltering, I like to use the same hold and motion as I would putting on a bridle, because this makes haltering nice and smooth and it builds good muscle memory. So that's left hand holding the noseband, right hand holding the crown piece. Many horses will even lower their heads when they feel your right arm come over their neck. If you have your halter unbuckled at the throat latch, please be gentle with their ears, putting it back behind the crown piece. They really don't appreciate having the halter jammed roughly over their ears. Here are a few tips for catching harder to catch horses. One of the first stress signals a horse will display when they're feeling averse to being caught is looking away. They will turn their head away, and if they're still feeling pressured, their feet will follow. You can see in the video the exact moment Buddy becomes aware of the tack being lifted towards him, and he says, "No, thank you." There are a few things to be aware of that horses can perceive as pressure. Our eyes, so where we're looking. It's helpful not to stare at them directly in their faces. I like to look more towards their shoulder, or you can look down towards their feet. It can be really helpful to not walk in a direct straight line at the horse. That can be a little bit more harsh to them. Walking in a curved line is a lot more softer than walking directly at them. They're very aware of what our cores are doing, so they can sense if we are tense or when we're relaxed, and when our bodies are pointed directly at them as opposed to being pointed more away. It's even believed that horses can sense our heartbeats from up to 4 feet away. And right here I'm just doing a gentle petting motion with my arm. That's a little bit more soothing to them than approaching with your arm out straight, or approaching and then all of a sudden putting your arm out. So when you're going out to catch the horse and he does start turning his head away, it can be helpful to stop approaching and sometimes even turn your body slightly away. This just lets them know that you see their discomfort. Please do not ever try to sneak up on the horses, and especially do not jump at them to catch them. Horses aren't dishonest with us, and I feel we owe them the same. If a horse does not want to be caught, I feel we owe it to them to try to understand why they're feeling that way and address the issue with training. If you're working on catching a horse and the horse continuously walks away from you despite your most mindful attempts, please do not chase them. Don't use the tack to escalate pressure, such as swinging the lead rope at the horse. This is not really a practical or effective strategy in a large pasture. You can go back to the barn and get help from the lead volunteer and or barn staff and make it a good experience for everyone.